Good morning. Hello. It is Thursday, and we are back to working on. Well, hopefully, we're going to be back to working in LMS. We've been working in the component library for a few days. We still have to finish something up there. Sitsu, hello. How are you doing today? My mouse is in that other computer. Let's go down to this one. So at the end of the end of last stream, we figured out that I had a silly mistake with my button. You're doing well. No PHP or WordPress today, so things are looking good. I mean, that's always a nice thing, right? Although, that being said, I've never actually worked in WordPress. I've done PHP before, but see, my experience with PHP was before when we switched over to 5, and then after 7, and then in Laravel, and like the difference there was pretty stark. So I missed like a lot of PHP fun, as it might be said. Okay, so let's remove one of these buttons because we don't need those anymore. So what was it? This was forms, I think. So I think we put in. Okay, so that button we can remove. This one we can just turn into a normal submit button. Maybe it'll be a create account button. And when I submit this form now, I want to get the data back. And so that's going to be the next thing is on the form, I want to get this data out so that I can have access to it. That's going to be interesting. So how can I actually do that? Well, if I'm building all these things, I can. I guess there's like two ways of doing this. I could wait until the very end, as soon as I get the submit, then we can grab the contents of the form. But my form doesn't know what it really is, so it might be best to just do the sort of normal traditional way that I'm used to with React, and stuff each variable as it changes into an internal state. So the way that works, we're gonna do I think we have an on change for the input. So, right? Oh, we don't have an on change. Okay, well, let's fix that. Now, an input, this is going to have to be, I guess for these two, we have, I think it's going to be a string. And I don't necessarily think we need to use this. Okay, we need the is valid, but I don't think we need this value. I don't think we're using it for anything. So I don't need that again. I don't need that anymore. We do need the on change, and then this is going to be a props.onChange. Right, because this is now going to be an emit. Okay, makes that happen. I don't need this deref anymore. Okay, so you're happy. Back to forms. So now, as each of these change, okay, so we'll have this is going to be the like username. I guess this should be username. Oh, username on change. So we need two things. We need, okay, username is going to be use state. And then we'll need to change for this. You stepped away for a second. What was the goal? So the goal right now is to get access to the form content, like what the data in the form is. So basically, to sort of do that, when we hit create account, I want to display the email and the password down here. That's all we're gonna do for like showing off the form. So as each of these elements change, I'm going to stuff their values into, I'm going to collect them and put them into state. So for example, we have this username here, and then we're going to have um, the callback for that. So this is going to be the username change. Londo Spark, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. 11 months now. Oh man, it's so long. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How's the world of Rust? I mean, I'm enjoying it. Rust is a lot of fun. Web dev and Rust is actually more fun than I thought it would be when I like first started with it too. Although I've used TypeScript with JavaScript before, but not for years and years and years. So wait, yeah, actually, like it's been 3 years since I used TypeScript, so I sort of like forgotten super strong typing on the front end, and this is a lot of fun. I like it. It's a lot of good to hear. You should get back to that. I mean, I like it, but I mean, of course, I understand. Like a lot of people might not like it. This is a lot of boilerplate you have to write compared to just plain JavaScript, because you could just do whatever you want in JavaScript. Especially making you and Axum work with Discord auth. I haven't tried that yet. Although I think I took a look, and Auth0 has a Discord. They have a Discord OAuth, so I probably could do that. Oh, you have some success doing it with form data. I keep on forgetting about form data. We even created a video on that. We can try that. Yeah, we could try form data. Okay, so how do we do form data? So form, I need to go remind myself how form data works. can I get form data directly from the form? Form data from Websis, call new with form, pull out the actual data. Okay. Wait, so form data. Let's try this in the browser. Okay, so if I do var my form, oh, it's different. It's, how do I get it with what can I do with this? Append, construct, delete, entries. Oh, pass in the form. Okay, got it. So I did this wrong. All right, so then we're gonna go back and try this again. We need the form, which means, okay. So we need var form. Okay, so we only have one form on here, so we should be able to do that. Form is just that one thing, okay. So then we'll do pass in form. Then my form, we should get, so then I should be able to get, I think. Oh, but I don't have any names on it, do I? Keys. Okay, let's try a for each on this. So it's going to be the, I guess, like data. So I should be able to console log this. I think I need names on everything in order to make this work. I wonder if I can add the names in after the fact. So maybe I can add them in here. So we'll do name equals email. Name equals password. Okay, let's try this again. So I'll get the form. I'll construct the new form from that. So my form, okay. Now I see email and password there. So now if I add something in, I think it's too late, right? Or will it get it now? So if I do, we'll do that one again. Yeah, I have to do this again. There we go. Okay. My form.email. Oh, it's a getter. I get email. There we go. Okay. So we have to add in. All right, that's not too bad. That's actually much easier. So let's head back to here. So we need names on all of these inputs. So where am I? I'm on, let's go back to input. I don't need this on change. Let's take this off again. And that's all we need for right now. So instead, we're going to do a name. I don't know if you're required or not. It feels like it might be a good idea though to require it. Okay, and then we're gonna go find our input and add in the name. Oh, unchanged, and we don't need that. Oh, and this isn't value is gone. I think the what was value? Value is valid, I think now. Oh, that's why I needed it. Okay, I did need the value. Okay, never mind. Song is weird. I don't like it. At least not for programming. Okay, continuing on. So we set you. Okay, so you should be good now. Except you're not good. No method found. Oh, right. Because I removed the deref. So let's create that again. Okay, that's why I needed that stuff. Great. So now the name is set here. Let's head back to forms and we'll fix you. So first of all, we're not going to need all this stuff, at least not all of it. So, okay, input, you're yelling at me because we don't have a name. So name is now going to be equal to email. Password is password. Okay, so far so good. Next up, we're going to head to form singular, and we're going to on submit here. We don't need this form submitted anymore. On the submit here, we need to create a new form, which means we need to get access to the well, actually, we have that with the event, don't we? So we essentially just need like let form equals event dot target it was unchecked unchecked into. Oh, right. I keep on forgetting I have to do that unwrap. So we unwrap, and we do the unchecked. There we go. Unchecked into. We're going to turn you into HTML. We need you. This is probably an HTML form element, isn't it? B4141, hello. It's going pretty well today. How are you doing? All right. Websis is the only one where it feels like so hard to like use the CLI tool for cargo edit. Hatzagorts, hello. Is this compiled to Wasm? Yes. So the Rust part of this is going to be compiled to Wasm, and it's not as large of a bundle file that I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that's served up to the browser, and the browser sort of has a glue code that's written by you that sort of knows how to deal with it. This is going to be HTML form element, I believe. All right, that must have been it because it didn't error out. Wait, written by me? Oh, written by you. Ha, yes. I keep on missing that one. Okay. It's gonna be HTML form element. Cannot find HTML form element in here. Why not? HTML. I don't think it worked. I don't think this is. I think this works. All right. We're gonna go check out Websis. Okay, we have HTML button element and form, field set element, input elements. So we have all of these things. Okay, here's the form data. HTML form element. Okay, it requires the following create features to be activated. HTML form element. Did I misspell it? Restart the editor. I forgot to do that. All right, let's try this again. At least it's pretty fast. Form. There we go. Okay. I also need to then save it inside of here in order to like, get it to start doing the thing. All right. So now we have this form. We need to create the form data. So this is going to be the form data. It's going to be equal to, and so we actually were just right here. We need new with form. Now, form data means that we need to activate form data. Yay. Okay. So I guess what I could do, we're going to save and quit you. We'll do the cargo add Websis and no, not that one. I didn't copy it. It's form data. Okay, so oh, that's fun. It's not exactly what I wanted though. Okay, so form element is now going to be this form data. Which you can't find for reasons. There it is. Okay, form data, new with form, and then we pass in the form. Mismatch types expected. Okay, expected a reference. Fine. Now we have that form data. Okay, and we can return the form data on. Okay, so then we can have an on submit. What type is this? This is form data is a result with form data and JS file. Oh, it's a result. So I probably want to unwrap you to get just the form data. Why are you so upset? Oh, because of this. So on, oh, we already have this on submit. So now we're going to say, hey, you're not going to return nothing. Now we're going to return form data, right? That's what you're getting? Yes. Okay. Emit out the form data. Okay, that makes you happy, which means we head back to forms. Okay, here's this crit account on submit, this form. So now we care about, this is the form data. I think we have to tell it what type it is, but we can let it yell at us. And at this point, I want to extract this out. I could just glue log this. Do I want to glue log it, or do I want to actually like? I probably should actually like put this down here to show it off. So we'll have after the form. You know, I want to go back to our container. I want to switch you from a section. I'm going to turn you into a div. I think that makes the most sense. It's been bothering me. Okay. So now I can use VB container again. We'll do maybe p tags. Oh, and we can do a format. And this is going to be password. Okay, email. And then we need access to the email. And we're going to do this. We're going to do the same thing with password. Which means that we need states for that. Okay. Then instead of here, I want to get access to those two things. Okay, so we have our callback. This will probably look a lot nicer once I hit save. We have our callback. I want to get the form data out. So I want to get the email out of here. So email is going to be form data. We want to get. You're not helping me. Why? Expect the semicolon. Get, and then the name is email. It's probably going to be a. So first of all, okay, so I was wondering if type annotations were going to be needed. I thought that they were, but I wanted to wait to make sure. All right, so it's going to be type Websis form data. What are you set up? Expected token tree. Don't know what you're upset about. Oh, you're upset because of these. Okay, got it. Oh, which I can now do these because we have email and password here. I don't know if they implement display already, so I don't think I can do like email like that. I don't think so. So this is gonna be email dot. Maybe we can do like a reference and deref. Of email. It doesn't like that. It's super upset with this. Okay, let's try just one of them. Maybe none of them. Oh, you're okay. So I'm missing a closing off you. Okay, so needs children. Okay, so then if we do like that. Okay, so far so good. Change you to password. All right, and then oh, did I put it outside the parentheses? Did I like put it in the wrong place the first time? I probably did. But it's not yelling at me anymore, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so here's a problem. We have email is that I probably want this to be like email state. Okay, so we're extract the email out of form data. What are you? You're a JS value. Ooh, a JS value. So I need to turn you into a string. Are we putting required on this? Required is true, which means that I should be safe at unwrapping this. So then I want to into string. What are my choices? Is string, as string. Okay, so if I call as string, now what are you? Okay, now you're an option string, and I should be okay now. Unwrap you. That creates the emails. Then we can do, is password required? Password is also required, so I can safely do that too. Now we'll take email state, which we have to move that in. And we'll set you to be email. Okay. So return you. Okay, so we have the create account on submit. That happens. And then you all get set and done. Okay, great. So let's run you and let's see if it works. So we have email and password here. So if I do email is that, password is that. Hey, there we go. We have our email and we password. So that's now being emitted out. So that is excellent. Let's save you and make sure there's no, well, we have several warnings. So we need to fix those. Unused variable event, so on button. Okay, right. Because I was preventing default on that for some reason. That's fun. Unused variable on change on input. So it might be good for me to eventually have on change, but right now, wait, how could that be not being used? Did we break this? If I do something like that, please enter an email address. Okay. Please fill out this field. I guess just because we have required on here and we have the type on here. Okay. So I need the on change in the input. So weird. Why did I remove that? I'm pretty sure I need that for the error message that's going to pop up. So if I don't, don't get anything. Okay, must be an email and required. I guess technically that matches email. Okay, that's fine. No warnings anymore. That's good. All right, so let's quit out of view. All right, what did we do? We created forms. Created forms. Okay, that's the new commit that we're doing. So I should be able to come back to here now. And we'll do this revision. All right, where was this happening? This was in the create account page. So in the create account page, which is over here, so get started right here. We have that data coming in, which is login. So we probably want to get rid of you. And then we have a big giant to do, which is in create accounts. This is causing obviously an error. So we want to create a form with email, password, and then submit button. Okay, so create accounts. We create that. Okay, so then we want a BB form. We are going to want an on submit for that. Let's go ahead and set that up here. I don't know if I'm going to need anything special for this. Let's just do on submit callback from. You're going to take in the form data, which means you need to know what form data is, which means you need Websis form data. Okay. I suppose I could re-export that from YCL, but I think this is fine for right now. Okay, so we're going to have an email and a password coming out of this. So we'll have email email equals form data. We're going to get email as string and unwrap. Okay, so we'll start with that. I guess it might be good to log this. And log data. We have, okay, so our message is going to be form submitted. And our data, let's just do a tuple of email and password. They're both strings, so that's technically correct. I don't think I need this anymore. I don't think I need you. I just need that on submit. We're going to put in the form. We're going to have the on submit. And then we need our form fields and to just actually create the form. So, okay. Next up would be, you know what? We might be able to copy and paste from the others. So I'm trying to think of like the best way to copy and paste from a different Vim or a different NVim. Because that is not copying everything, but it's giving me visual stuff, which is not necessarily what I want. Fuzkoa, hello. Fuzkoza, hello. Good morning. How are you doing today? We'll just wing it. So we'll have a BB input. All right. Now you are gonna immediately yell at me saying, "Okay, you need an ID." Great. So ID is gonna be email. You also need a label. Label is email. You also need a name. And technically that's all you need. How is Rust on the front end? So Rust on the front end is interesting. I really like it. I really enjoy it. I could see why a lot of people might not want to do Rust on the front end. It's a lot more boilerplate than you'd ever need with JavaScript. It's more than you'd need with TypeScript, but not nearly like it's not like double the amount that you need from JavaScript to TypeScript. So I think it's one of those like if you want a super strong typed language on the front end, even stronger than TypeScript, I like it. This is what I would choose. However, I'm building this for like creating courses and other stuff, so I'm kind of like locked into this. Would I use this in real life, as in like for my day job? Probably not yet, but there's no we're not really going to get the benefit of that yet. We're still just sort of like getting into TypeScript there. But maybe someday. Okay, so if I do that, let's now do another. Oh, I probably want to put in a container around this. Wait, how does that work? Let's find out what this looks like. Oh, that's lovely. I want a container around the form. With a margin. And I want this normal. Okay, let's see if that looks any better. Oh, that looks significantly better. I don't really need email to be that absolutely huge. But at least it works. You'd assume the benefits of not having memory bugs wouldn't matter as much on the front end. You can understand having Rust on the back end to save on server costs. Yes and no. So I guess it also depends upon what type of like applications you're making for the front end. If you're building like an app, like, you know, a capital A application, then actually having something to help out with just making sure you're doing things correctly is good. So it's unfortunately we can still have memory bugs. Like we can have memory leaks still. But we wouldn't run in like crashes should be a little bit easier to sort of debug. At least that's the idea. But I could also see like the other problem is that if you have existing front end devs who don't know Rust, it's going to be so much harder to get them into programming with like something like Yew or any of the other, you know, front end languages in Rust. But if they know JavaScript and they don't know TypeScript at all, it's very easy to get them going with TypeScript because TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. It's just JavaScript plus types. So it's it's not just like even double hard. Like there's a pretty big barrier to entry for a company if you don't have Rust developers already. And I don't think we're really at the point where you have Rust developers who need to build a web app who don't have knowledge of web stuff. Someday though, we're gonna get to that point. All right, so we have email here. I probably want. Do we have a placeholder? Is that something that's allowed? Oh, no field placeholder. Okay, that's interesting. Josh, hello. How are you doing today? All right, so we have you. Let's do. You know what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up doing two columns for this, where I have like the form on the left hand side, and then the social auths over here on the right, and that will just make this break down pretty easily. So let's. I don't know if I want to start off with that because I don't know if I'm going to start off with social auth right away. That's going to be pretty easy to add in later, so I'm not going to worry about it looking weird with like full screen yet. So let's just do a div here. No, not there. A div here. I can't remember. Is maybe I do have it set up the way I want it to. So bb input. So ID is going to be password. Label is going to be password. Name is password. Okay, what does that look like? Oh, perfect. Okay, so I've got that all set up the way I want it to. Have I found the front end being any quicker with it being Wasm and all? So this app itself isn't really computational heavy. So no, it's not any faster. And like there's no perception of it being slower because the computers are fast enough that like working with Wasm, even though technically it's going to be slower than not Wasm, the way I'm using it is not something I notice at all. I know it feels like Wasm should be faster, right? Because like, hey, it's Wasm, it's pre-compiled, it's already set up for anything. And that's true, but the DOM manipulation in Wasm isn't compatible yet because that's still being developed with Wasm. So maybe when we get to that point, we can do some interesting things. We should probably try creating a game in Wasm and then seeing if that is good. Maybe we can do that'd be an interesting thing. Create like a game in pure JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, and then create another one with Wasm, and just sort of see if we can get any better performance out of it. That could be fun. All right, now I want another div here. Okay, I want a div here. And then we're going to put in a button. And in this case, we need the type to be set because we've now have that. Button type equals button. There it goes. Okay, button type, submit. And you're going to be create account. Oh, I want probably a style in that too. Button style, I think. Yeah, button style. But now I've forgotten what the button styles are. I don't think it's like normal or something like that. Oh no. Okay, we have to go take a look. Okay, where's my button style? Primary light is what I'm calling this. Okay, primary light. Stacking, hello. Wasm still has to call out to JavaScript for the DOM, and the FFI for JavaScript is slower than the native JavaScript calls. Yes, very true. And that's the reason why we have to have such big glue code. So if you're running with this, we can actually see every time that we load the page. So I guess just show everything. We have this JavaScript file that comes out here. This is not my compiled JavaScript. This is like glue code provided by Yew, and so it's all this stuff. It's 41K, and when it's set up like this, I think when I build for release, it gets significantly smaller. And then Wasm. Where's my Wasm? Here it is. Here's my Wasm, and that is right now 7.4 megabytes. And this also becomes significantly smaller when I compile for release mode. I think we get much better savings over here. All right, so I want primary light, I think is what it was. There we go. There we go. I would like a little tiny bit of margin above that. I think I can put a classes on here, which means I'm going to want to multi-line this. So I don't want to, so because we're in the LMS, I don't want to do any bootstrap stuff here. So I want to instead I guess we'll just do like a pure margin top. So we'll do classes. So do classes margin top like one rem. String literals. Oh, I have to do like style, like the entire style thing. Yeah. We could change this into button to give it like a little bit of a margin top. I don't like it though. Do I have styled component here? Oh yeah, so we don't even have. Okay, so let's fix this. Yes, okay. Save you, quit you. We'll do a cargo add stylist. Oh, it's like stylist with you in it. So I want you. I don't think I need anything else in there. Okay, so then this back to create account. There you go. Styled component. Create that. Okay, so then now we can come down here to BB form. We can start using some of these things. So we have just recreate this. Style, new CSS. This will be margin top 1 rem. Oh, and then we have to see that closes that. Unwrap you. Okay. There we go. And now our create account is down by a little bit. Okay. So that all being said and done, I'm logging that data. Let's find out whether or not this works. So email. Oh. Type password would be helpful. Let's see whether or not. Okay. So we get the form, and we get email, and we get the password. Great. That needs to be type password. Okay, so we have a input type, I think. Maybe input type password. There we go. If I attempt to, oh, that worked, which means I also need to put a required on both of these. Okay, so you're required. You're required. There we go. Okay. So we're getting our form now, which means then we can set this up and send it off to auth0 with this data. Okay. So what do we need to do then? As soon as we hit here, okay, so we need an API now call for this. So an API, I'm going to want to create an account here. we're going to want to take in a username or an email. And a password. We're going to turn a result. I don't know if I care that much about so there is one problem here. I wonder how I'm going to do auto login because I don't know if I have that ability right now. Because this API that I'm using doesn't give me back a token or anything. So it doesn't log you in. So you have to still log in, which is not a great feeling. I could, because I have your username and password, I could also log you in, like just do another call behind the scenes to log you in. Maybe that would work, then get the token that way. Let's do for MVP. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be not the best. So I don't know if I care about this. So if you're successful, you do that. And if you're unsuccessful, we have an LMS error. And we might as well go to our errors. So we're going to have a new error here, which is creating an account. And it's probably going to be the same thing as that fetching courses, isn't it? Let's do this. Okay. Now, before I even do the GraphQL part, I have updated GraphQL to let us have the ability to create an account, which means we need to exit out of this and regenerate all the things. So I think that was like what? The GraphQL client, introspect the schema to our local one, output to, this feels wrong. I think it's like database schema.json. That's what it is. Okay, so we do that. Then I want to head into, okay, we want to go to the queries. And I want to create this. So this is going to be a mutation. Oh, but I don't even have that. Oh, well, that is a problem. So it's not data. It's an action that I have here. So I have this create account. I want permissions. I need public to have permission to do this. So if I do that, now we have mutation here. And create account is the only thing that I can do. So we need to introspect again now that I've done that. Also, I need to give the ability for, I need to set that ability for public, otherwise it's never going to be usable. Okay. What do I want? I want, this is going to be create account. We're going to take in an email and a password. This is going to have to be variables. And we're going to get, I guess we can get the email and the ID back. That's what we can get back. I don't know if we care about getting the email back, but I do care about getting the ID back. Okay, so I want this to be required here. Sylvie, hi. Hi. Sylvie, come here. Hi. Okay, so we have this create account here. That's fine. We have variables we're going to need to deal with. So we now need to go back to API. I wonder if I should break these out into different files, like have API be a folder with all of these being different files inside of them. It might make sense because it's getting a pretty long file now. So let's at least create the variables and then make sure that that part is working. So that variables is going to be equal to, I think what was it? What create? Oh, okay. So, um, create account. Okay, let's actually go back. Let's name this create LMS account. That way, this create account is different. So this is going to be create LMS account. It can't find it. Oh, right. I need to do something else. We need to create this type up here. I completely forgot about it. Oh wait, it's not. There's another database. This one. Okay, I forgot about this one. I guess I wanted to. Okay, so we get the GraphQL, we get the queries, we derive debug, and then this one is going to be create LMS account. Then we go into API, and now I can use that. And we're probably going to have to leave it off pretty much here. Okay, so I see this create LMS account here. But I can't get any variables off of that. So I think it's actually, that is like create LMS account underscore. I think I'd have to do something like quit out and then get it to like reapply because there's some macros that are happening behind the scenes and Rust Analyzer is having a little bit of trouble sort of like getting those. If we go and take a look up here, what we're going to be doing, we have, yeah, so this like course by ID variables. That's what I want to do. I want to do create LMS account variables. and you're just having trouble with this. Because not seeing the LMS account in here. Which I suppose makes sense, kind of, sort of. It's macro stuff. So anyways, I think we're gonna have to call it a day for this one. It's Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. And tomorrow I'll be here at 7 a.m. Mountain Time to continue working on this. We'll set up the API. We'll actually create an account. I also need to update the metadata to make it that way it will like stay public. Otherwise I'll forget and then I'll deploy it and it won't be public and everything will be sad and not great. But that'll be good. So anyways, I hope that you all have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you here tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. for more of this. Have a good one, and bye.